Hey there, ninjas. Nikki Brown here, and I am at it again. This is the must-see video if you are looking to be successful in 2022 with your childcare business. I'm going to give you 5 steps to creating a successful childcare business flip. So meet me inside as I share with you the Childcare FLIP Masterclass. You got this, ninja. Do you believe you got it, though? Because if you do, you better get moving. See you soon, ninja. All right. All right. Hello, everyone. It is 8:01 actually. So I am NyckieB. I am the host of the Childcare Ninjas group, the Childcare Ninjas community, childcareninjas.com. So I am super excited about tonight. Um, I will say very quickly that I was supposed to do this masterclass, and I did do it inside of just Zoom on Tuesday. Yes, Monday was a holiday. So Tuesday, we tried to get in there, and so many people had issues and troubles trying to get in. So I figured, you know what? We're just going to redo. um, so we are doing that tonight. And as you all come in, I would love to know that you're here. We are actually doing it on Zoom, but we are streaming it here inside of the Facebook group. So I'm super excited about this. This is actually the first time I've ever done it this way. So it is pretty cool, pretty neat. Bear with me a little bit here and there. As the tech for the tech and everything, but like I said, super excited to be in here tonight. This is normally a Thursday night live, okay? That is normally what we're doing, and because I had all the conflict with the masterclass on Tuesday, I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and we will turn Thursday Night Live into a masterclass, which I'm not sure, but I don't believe I've ever done that here inside of the Facebook group. So as you come in, say hi. I actually have one of my VAs on here with me, one of my graphic people, part of my creative team, and she'll be in here. She will be helping out as far as moderating tonight. So throw questions down in the comments, and have a look at them at the end, like I normally do on a Thursday night anyway. But I will definitely try to get those answered for you. But tonight I wanted to share with you what you may have missed from Tuesday. Okay. Super excited about this. So I was talking about the 5 steps to a successful childcare business flip. And this is all because right now the doors are open for the Childcare Flip course. And this is actually one of the last times I'm going to do it the way that I'm doing it currently. Things are going to be changing. So I definitely suggest that you stick around, hang out, listen to all the details, and then find out more so that you can get one of the limited seats that might be available for you inside of the course. So I am going to go ahead and get started. What I wanted to do was share my screen with you. So I'm going to do that so that we can go ahead and begin to hold on one second here. We can, oops, sorry about that. Go ahead and begin with tonight. So this is for those of you that missed out on the masterclass Tuesday night. Yes. Okay. I see we are inviting folk in. So hopefully most of you will get a chance to, or an opportunity to get in here and get all of the details and really learn some of these steps, or all of these steps. There's only 5 tonight, so that you can begin to really make changes inside of your childcare business. So it's 2022. We are officially in June. We are officially halfway through this year. And if you have not already met your goals for 2022, then that's what this class is all about. It's all about trying to help you flip those things that are not working for you so that you can actually begin to be successful inside of your childcare business before the year's out. Okay. Because we're halfway through, but you still have time, but you have to take action. You have to make some changes. You have to stop doing what you've been doing, because if you are in here, that means that something about your childcare business is not working for you. It's not getting you the outcomes that you're looking for. And so that is what we're trying to do with this class, help you reach those outcomes, okay, that you really want. So here we are going to learn all about those things inside of the course. But tonight I just have a few things to share with you to help you, get moving, in the right direction for your business in 2022. So I'm not going to go through all of the things about me, because most of you in here know about me. If not, I'm sure there's a video around here that it is sharing all kinds of things about me. Some just silly and corny, and all kinds of things. But there you have it. You can always come back and look at that. But tonight's agenda, and I'm moving a little bit fast just because I know that we don't have a whole lot of time on Thursday night. We're only in here for about an hour. So I definitely want to make sure that I get all of these details to you and all of these steps to you. So bear with me. But let's just dive in. So this is the agenda for this evening. We are going to talk about prepping your foundation. We're going to talk about planning to grow your childcare business. We're going to talk about, getting noticed and what that takes, what that looks like. And also rolling up your sleeves, being your client, because you need to really understand your client if you want to be successful in this childcare business. And then also taking action. And I'll show you what you need to do, in order to take action and get started and get moving so that you are successful in 2022. So let's dive in. Okay, let's start out with prepping the foundation. Okay. When I talk about prepping the foundation, I'm talking about this because there are several areas that you definitely want to consider whenever you are either starting your childcare business or when you are moving to the next level. And believe me, I will share, there is a next level that I'm working on right now inside my own childcare business that I'm just like, it is blowing my mind. But that aside for now. But there is a preparation that you need to take. And whenever you're prepping, people think it's all about sitting down and just, working out where you're going to do your childcare, what hours you're going to do and what days you're going to do and all of that. And you're right, that stuff is part of the preparation process. However, there are some other areas that you need to prep as well. Okay. You cannot just do part of the preparation, for the foundation of a home. You can't just do one corner and then leave the rest. You have to make sure that you have a solid foundation whenever you're building a home. Otherwise, you got that little lean going on and things like that, or something falls apart. But, you want to make sure that your foundation is secure the whole way around. Okay. And so one of the things that, people tend to leave out so often is the mindset. And it is something that is highly important. And most people think they have it under control. Most people think that, I'm cool with that. I don't need help there because, I have a pretty strong, will, and, I don't really let people get to me and things like that. And that's all well and fine. But what I will say is oftentimes, when we think that people don't get under our skin, they can sometimes. And especially when we think we might have our loved ones that are supporting us, and that could be family, it could be friends, family, friends, and we feel like, oh, they'll support me. They are really supportive and I know they're going to be happy for me and all of that. And there are sometimes when it's not necessarily even that they might not be supportive or happy for you. It's just that they don't understand what you're going through, because if they're not in the industry, they won't understand. They don't understand, when you are having a really hard day, with a client and you're not sure, which way you want to go in handling that. And they can't really bring a lot of information to that situation, because that is just not, it's not their thing. That's not their industry. It's not where they work. It's not what they do, and I can say, even if they do work in the childcare industry, it is a different mindset going from employee to owner, and these are things that you may not think about. So we do talk about that inside the course. So we talk about, what it's going to take, what type of mindset you're going to have in order to push through to the success that you are trying to get to. People, they think when you're setting goals, you're setting goals for your childcare business, and they're like, yeah, I just want to be successful. Well, what does that success look like to you? On every level, on every forefront, not just, how much money you can make, but also, what type of flexibility do you really want to have inside your childcare business? Do you want to be the owner that does a lot inside of your business, or do you want to be that person that is kind of like, hey, I hired someone else to do that, and I just really want to be the owner, but I want to be the owner that's not necessarily in the everyday, and I won't say that there's a right or wrong. It's what's right for you, but you need to know that up front, because it's going to help you set your business up the right kind of way, because you actually have the goals that you want on the plate. You have really sat down and you have really defined your goals. Most of us think like, yeah, I have my goals and, I know what they are. But when someone comes and they ask you, case in point, have you really thought about, everybody says it all the time. Oh, if I could win the lottery, if I could win $1 million, and I laugh sometimes because people say, oh, if I could win $1 million. And right now, like in this day and age, you're like, $1 million sounds like a lot, right? At one time it did, but life is so expensive and there are so many things. And so for some people, depending on the type of lifestyle you want to live, that $1 million may not really be much, but people lose money all the time whenever they win the lottery, and then you turn around and they're like really broke. They had no goals set. They got a huge lump of money and they didn't plan for it. They didn't anticipate it, so they didn't plan for it. So if someone asked you like, okay, what does your childcare business look like in 5 years? And you're like, well, I want to be successful. Okay, what does that mean? What does that look like? So there are a lot of things that you need to think about whenever you are talking about building out your goals as an owner of a childcare business inside of your childcare business. And it's not as clear cut and as simple as you think. If someone asked you right now, I'm going to ask you right now, as a matter of fact, if you had a childcare business that was bringing in $1 million right now, what would that look like to you? Share that in the comments with me. Tell me what that looks like to you, because you need to have a clear idea of what your goals are for your childcare business as a childcare owner. You really need to define that. And that's one of the things that we really dig down deep inside of the Childcare Flip course. And we deal with that head on, and sometimes, when we think we have answers because, we kind of thought about it, but we didn't dive deep. We didn't dig into that answer really, really good. And so as you really begin to open up and really start thinking about it, you may start seeing some things that you didn't even think about before. You may start seeing some things that you're like, oh, maybe I don't want to do things that way. Maybe I don't want to, be open on the weekends. Maybe I don't, what type of, you have to really think about and plan out your business in a very descriptive type of way, so that you are also reaching for the right goals. A lot of times we spend so much time, doing things that have nothing to do with where we're trying to get, because we haven't defined what our goals are. So that is a major part, a very big part of prepping your foundation inside of your childcare business. And it is one of the things that we talk about inside of the Childcare Flip. And when you come into that course, it's one of the first things that we take some time with, and we really dive deep and really, figure those things out. Because if you don't know where you're going, you are just going you're just lost at sea. You're just in a ship, just floating back and forth. So the preparation is definitely a major thing, and you need to get that down. In it needs to be done first. Okay, so prepping your foundation is number one. That's one of the things, the first step you want to make. Okay, so step number two, we are going to be talking about, in step number two, we talk about planning to grow. Okay, so planning, and you guys know I am so about planning. I'm always talking about planning. You need to plan this, you need to plan that, you need to plan it out. And I know that one of the Bible verses that my mother used to always give me was like, yes, the steps of a man are ordered by God. And I'm like, yes, I get that. I'm like, but that doesn't mean like I can't like throw some of my plans in there. Like, God, I really would like to do this. I never know which part he might be okay with and say, hey, yeah, you got that. So I'm like, plan, because you don't want to keep aiming just anywhere. I tell the kids all the time, as whenever they come in the morning, I'm like, okay, I like a calm morning. So we do a calm, kind of order to our morning. And, we kind of calmly come into it, at my daycare. So I like that. So that is what we do. But every day before they leave out, I'm like, okay, all right, we're going to have a good day, right? And they'll be like, no. We're going to have a good day. We're going to plan to have a good day. We're going to plan on doing some good things and plan on learning and plan on doing what we're supposed to be doing. I said, so, and they always laugh at me, but I'm just like, whatever. I love you guys anyway. But planning is another huge step. Once you prep your foundation and you actually know where you want to go and what your destination is, once you figure that out, now you can begin to put in place the steps to get there. And that's really what your plan is. Your plan is a bunch of steps that are going to get you to your destination. And that's really all it is. You have a destination that you want to reach, and your plan is those steps to get there. Everything it takes to get to that destination, that is what your plan is. But so often we end up, just kind of, if we do know the goal, and we know what the destination is, sometimes we start off and then we look and we say, oh yeah, that's great, I'm gonna do that. And then we go over here and we say, oh, well, maybe this will work. And then something new comes out and it's like, oh, maybe that'll work. And it's like that shiny, I think they call it like that shiny squirrel or something squirrel syndrome or something they call it, like. And so you're constantly like looking at all these new things and all these other things and some more things, and then when you turn around, you're in that same spot doing the same thing all over again. You are not moving forward because you didn't plan. And when you plan, the difference is when you plan and you say, okay, this is my goal, this is my destination, and then you put together a plan to get to that destination, you have something to keep coming back to. So whenever that little shiny squirrel comes popping up in your life, you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, let me see if that goes to my plan. And then you pick up your plan and you say, okay, that is not really going to help me, And so it's one way to really help you stay on track and get back to where you need to be. But so often we don't plan. We don't make the plan that is going to help us grow and get to where we are really trying to get to. And let's be honest, there's so many shiny squirrels because there are so many different routes to getting to where it is you want. I always say that I always used to tell my girls, and I still tell them now, as they were growing up, I will always we'll be driving somewhere and they'll be like, Mother, I thought we were going to so and so. And I'll be like, we are. And they're like, well, this doesn't look like, the way we normally go. And I'm always like, oh, girl, look, y'all have to have a backup plan, so you always need to know or learn, that there's more than one route to getting to where you're trying to go. I said, because oftentimes this will save you, girl, whenever there is traffic on the parkway or whatever. You don't have to go that way. You can go around that way. But that is what a plan can help you do. And then if you have a plan, even if you have to steer off of that plan, it's not like you're going crazy off, because you do have that plan to put you back in place. You just may have to take a few steps in a different direction, but those few steps are still going to bring you back to where you need to be, because you have a plan to go to and say, okay, yeah, this is where I needed to be. And you know what? If I just take this one little turn right here, it'll still keep me on track. And so that is going to save you so much time, a lot of money down the line, okay, because you're not running, all over the place. Okay, so that is step number 2, really building out that plan so that you can grow your childcare business to reach the destination that you're really trying to get to, which you learned about and created in step number 1, right? Because now you have your real goals, not the goals you thought you had. Okay, now you have your real goals. So now you can make a real plan to reach those goals. All right. So once you start out on your plan and you start, taking those steps on that destination, you're on the road, you have this roadmap to follow, and you're going to start to build relationships along the way. And you want to be able to build these relationships so that they can help you prosper in your business, so that they can help you grow your business. And you're going to be building all different types of relationships throughout. Some people, I think people a lot of times only think about the relationship in their childcare business between them and the client. But one thing you want to consider and think about is the fact that it is more than just the clients that are going to help you be successful inside of your business. It's more than just the clients that physically come in your door. There are so many other relationships that are become a part of your childcare business that will help you grow to the success that you are trying to grow to. So just keep that in mind. And inside the Childcare Flip, inside that course, I'll help you build those relationships out. I will show you what types of relationships you need to look for. Sometimes you might be at a store somewhere, or you're out somewhere and someone just randomly starts talking to you, asking what you're doing. Learn how to turn those conversations into things that may help you down the line. I do not believe anything is coincidental. I don't. So when it comes to me being somewhere and there's a random conversation that happens, and it's just a coincidence that they do a certain thing, and I'm just always thinking, like, in the back of my head, like, okay, all right, God, where's this going? Like, where am I going to need this later on down the line inside my business? Or sometimes I immediately know, and I probably get like this little grin on my face. It's like, oh my goodness, like, this is just what I would, and all that excitement starts pouring out, But so that is definitely something that you're going to need, is to build out your relationships, and you do that along the way to your destination. And I will show you how to create a roadmap that will help you build out those relationships and build those partners that are going to help you grow your childcare business. Okay, so you definitely want to learn about those things. Okay, step number 3 is getting noticed. Okay, and everybody starts with this. You can probably even, imagine what I'm going to write, because it's the first thing that everybody's like, I need business cards, flyers, and cards with an S. That is an S. I need flyers, I need business cards, and I need a website. These are all the things that people are always like, this is how I get my childcare business noticed. This is how they're going to know that, I'm here, I'm going to pass out my flyers. I'm going to give everybody I know a business card. I'm going to build out my website, and they're going to come. No, they're not. Okay, that is not how it works. So inside the Childcare Flip, we have numerous things to help you get noticed, because you do need clients inside your business. A business is not a business if you don't have clients, and you definitely need that. So inside of the Childcare Flip, it is one of the things that we do spend a good portion of time on, is how we get noticed. Okay. And most people think, hey, these are the things you do. And I just put on there, what time I open, and what days I'm going to be there, and that type of thing. And they're just going to come. They're just going to come. But what I encourage you to do is to be more thoughtful about your about how you get noticed inside of your childcare business. Okay, one, you want to be noticed for the right things. Okay, and I don't necessarily even mean I don't necessarily mean like bad things and good things. I mean things like if I have a program in my childcare business that focuses on, let's say, art. Let's say we're really heavy on like different art, and let's say I have an art program in my childcare business, and it's real deep. So it like teaches the kids how to maybe do, I don't know. I'm throwing things out there because I don't have a creative bone in like the art, like real like pottery type stuff and things like that. But let's say you do. Let's say you have like this after school program inside your childcare business that focuses on art and like creative art, like pottery, and maybe you add drama, and you just maybe focus on a lot of those things, and it's really, really heavy. But then what you see is you're not really getting clients that have children that are really into that. You are getting a lot of clients that are into like, okay, my child wants to play football. They want to play, tearing up stuff in here. So they want to play football. They're all into, gymnastics or, any type of thing like that. And that's not really their thing. And so now you find yourself struggling inside of your business to create an environment that is really not what you anticipated it to be. And part of the problem is that your messaging is off. And so when your messaging is off, okay, you're not getting the types of clients that, would look at your business and be like, oh my gosh, my daughter or my son, they are going to love that program. And so you're getting, your message may be focusing in the wrong area and on the wrong piece or part of your childcare business. So now you have all these kids that are really not into art at all, and that's a major focus inside of your business. And now you're like struggling to keep them busy, to keep them occupied, because they're not interested in what you have to offer. The kids aren't. So then, they start complaining, to mom, or I hate going there, and I don't want to go there. And then, parents start to listen to their kids, and they're like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but unless it's just super convenient, parents want their kid to be somewhere where they want to be. They want their child to be somewhere where they're having fun and getting to learn things that they want to learn. And so your messaging is most likely the thing that is off. And so now you're getting all these hits. But if your messaging is right and it's point on, then you're getting all of these kids and all these clients that love art, and they love to do art, and they love all forms of art, and they're in there and they're having fun, and they're getting connected, and they're making friends that connect with them, which is major. Okay. And so this becomes like a place that they absolutely love, and the kids are raving. So now you have raving kids and raving parents who are going to rave to other raving kids and other raving parents who more than likely have the same types of interests, because for the most part, we all kind of we all tend to, kind of gravitate to people who are like us, who like the same things as us. And, there's always a wild card. But, for the most part, most of your friends are kind of into the things that you are into. And so it's that type of thing here inside of the childcare business as well. And so that is one of the big things, is getting your messaging right, because then once your messaging is right, then that big M word, that marketing word, does not seem so scary anymore, because you are really hitting it on, and you're really, attracting the people inside of your business who are, going to really enjoy and love what you have to bring, what you have to offer, and they are going to share that. So with a little tweaking of your messaging, you can actually begin to, build out the right message for your childcare business. And then you can really start to see, the right clients showing up, and you not having this kind of friction because you're offering something that the clients that you were getting just aren't interested in. And so now there's that friction. But then when you tweak that message and get it right, and you're marketing to the right, clients, and those clients are coming in and they're like, oh, I love this program. Like, my daughter loves this place. Like, she doesn't want to leave. Or my son is like, his art is just like, he's really gotten into this and everything. And then they're raving and they're sharing this, and it is just going, all around the world. Okay. Or at least all around your world. Right. Okay. So, and then it also helps you stop wasting money and stop wasting time, because I know, if someone calls me and it's not something that I'm really interested in, I'm not wasting my time. I will say politely the first time, like, oh, thank you so much, but I'm not interested. And then if they keep trying to push it, I'm just hanging up. And so most of us are like that, right? Like, if it's something we're interested in, I will give you the time, talk to me, tell me more. I want to know more, I want to be able to share more with, in this case, our kids, about what, what program they're going to come to or whatever. But if it's something that I'm not really interested in, then it's kind of just like, okay, all right, whatever, I don't want to hear it. And that's a waste of my time as a client, but it's also a waste of your time, because you could have been sharing that message with someone who is really interested in what you have to offer. It also saves you from wasting money, because you are not just handing out your flyers and your business cards to everybody. Okay. And then you're also getting your messaging right on your website, so that the right people are, contacting you. And again, saving time, because now you have the right people coming to you and touring your facility, and coming to visit you. Two things you really cannot waste is time and money. And that's in any business, not just childcare. So I tell my family all the time, and friends too, like, I do, time is so precious to me. I'm like, I would rather, if it's something that I know I could pay someone else to do for me, and they could do it much quicker or much better or whatever, I would much rather just pay them those dollars and they can go ahead and just get it done. And that's the same thing. Like, you want to make sure that you're giving that right message out to, to these potential clients, so that the right clients are coming in, and you're not wasting your money and you're not wasting your time on the wrong types of clients. So that is another thing that you will learn inside of the Childcare Flip course. It is a lot. It is an 8-week course, but it's a lot of learning that you will do. Okay. All right. So step number 4. You're going to roll up your sleeves, okay? And see, you thought I was going to say, roll up your sleeves and you're going to get to work. See, no. You are going to roll up your sleeves, but if you want to roll up your sleeves and relax and kick back and be able to live your life with a little bit of flexibility, or a lot of flexibility, however you want to do that, you're going to have to put systems in place. Okay. So what you want to do is figure out what types of systems you need, okay, to include in your business, so that you have automation that will allow you to be flexible and that will give you some freedom. And I say this because not everybody's system is for everybody. First off, you have to, if you don't do these other things first, if you don't prep the foundation, if you don't plan, your growth, if you don't, figure out your right message so that you are getting noticed, your systems are not going to work right. They're not going to work properly. They're not going to, be set up to even bring in the right people. You can set up systems and still be giving them to the wrong people, or have the wrong people coming into those systems. So you have to do all these other steps too. Okay. It's not just, oh, well, I'll just take that piece. This all comes together as a package. Like, you have to, which is one of the reasons I kind of use the house, the little house, little daycare home, as the visual for you all, because it's something that you have to pull together. It's not just I'll do this or I'll do that. You need to have a way of implementing all of these things so that you can be as successful as you possibly can. Okay. And I believe that when you add all of these steps together, when you do all of these things, that is how you're going to get the most out of, being a childcare owner. Okay. So in step 4, we are talking about rolling up our sleeves, which is really going to be about creating the systems in our business that will give us the freedom and the flexibility that we really, really crave. I know when I first started my childcare business, I started it out because I had to, I needed to. I had, just lost my job, and, I had 4 mouths to feed, and my babies, I couldn't lose my home, and, we had to put food on the table and all of that. I had to do all those things, and I was doing it on my own at the time. So it was out of necessity, but at some point you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm making a nice amount of money now. I want certain things. I want other things. I want to be able to, go on vacation. I want to be able to, maybe get something nice, for my kids, for, whatever, maybe not even a birthday, maybe just a yes day, if anybody saw that movie. But yeah, maybe it's just something that you want to be able to do. We picked up at the last minute for Memorial Day. The day before Memorial Day, we were just sitting around and we were talking, and we said, hey, we should go out on the boat, just rent a boat and, go fishing. And we were like, why not? We weren't open for Memorial Day. So it was like, yeah, why not? And, everybody was off. Let's go do that. So that's what we did. And it was beautiful. It was wonderful. And it was, me, my husband, the girls, the grandkids, it was just all of us on the boat, just enjoying time, just reflecting and being silly and cutting up and having fun and being able to enjoy life, and it was a last minute thing. It wasn't anything that we planned on doing, but it was, the flexibility of being able to do that and do it last minute. There's like no words that can express when you are able to do things like that. It's like, wow, life is great, and you're very grateful and very thankful for it. But the only way to be able to do things like that is to put systems in place for your business. Okay. But like I said, you want to make sure that they are systems that are right for you. There are tons of things out there that can help you create a system that will work for you. And first and foremost, you're going to need to figure out what types of systems you need. Okay. And there are some that are just very basic to, childcare, no matter, what days or hours or, what type of childcare, because we all need enrollments, right? So of course you'll need an enrollment system. Okay. But you don't have to have something that is massive expensive. There are ways for you to create a system that works for you, that is still on an automated level, so that you don't have to be taking every single phone call, and you don't have to be the one that is doing every single tour. There are ways for you to set things up so that it doesn't always have to be you. Delegation is a beautiful thing. And if you're like me, it can be very hard in the beginning. Okay. But you will practicing it little by little, putting in systems, okay, so that the person you delegate to knows how and what to do in each step of the way. But you can knock this out and knock this off your plate, and give yourself a little bit of freedom, give yourself a little bit of flexibility, because this is something you don't necessarily have to do. Okay, so there are things that you can do, but there are also steps to creating this system that's going to work for you. Whoops. Okay. That's going to work for you, because you need to figure out what are all the systems that you need first and foremost. Hold on one second. Can't believe I dropped that. Okay. All right. So first and foremost, you definitely need to, figure out what types of systems you're going to need in your business. And that is one of the things that we'll do inside of the course. We will figure out what systems work for you, what systems you need, And then not every system is for everyone. So keep that in mind. Okay. Some people may need, a certain type of system because they have a bigger, childcare business at the moment, but you may not need all that. So why are you trying to, learn all that? You don't need it. Don't use it. Use what works for you. And if you don't know what works for you, that's another thing that you're going to learn inside of the course. You're going to learn what systems you need. Okay. You're going to learn how to put those systems together, and you're going to learn how to put them together in a way that is going to help you, but you're not going to need to be on like this, 3-month learning curve, okay, in order to get these systems in place and get them done. So don't think that you don't have the time, because they are very simple. Do not think that you don't have the money, because they are inexpensive. Those are like the two biggest things that scares people away from like putting systems in place. And if you are not techie, okay, don't say that I'm not techie, so I can't do the systems. There are systems that you can do that you don't have to do a whole lot of tech. Okay. So, and we will talk about that inside the course as well. All right. So that is number 4, rolling up your sleeves and putting systems in place. Okay. So we've gone through all of these. We have learned that there's a foundation that you need to prep for. Okay. We've learned that there are goals that you need to create. Okay. And a lot of those goals are sometimes goals that you have not even begun to think about yet. Okay. We've learned that getting noticed does not always mean flyers, business cards, and websites. Okay. And we've learned also that systems need to be in place, and that is how we are going to be able to roll up our sleeves and have flexibility and freedom in our lives. So step number 5. Okay. Ready? Step number 5 is actually being your client. Now, what do I mean by this? Okay, so this is all about building that culture of clients that are going to be raving fans, that are going to just always be like, oh, you have got to try this daycare. Like the moment they are anywhere and someone says, anybody know any good daycare? You are top of mind. Okay. And you are the one that they are like sharing with the world. It's funny because I do sometimes, go into like our community, Facebook page or something. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like somebody has referred me, or someone will come and dang, I'm knocking everything down today. Sorry. But yeah, or they'll come to, have a tour at the daycare, and they're like, and I'm like, okay, so how did you hear about us? And they're like, oh, well, so-and-so said, you're the one to come to. Or I get quite often the one where they're like, oh, well, I asked on, inside of this community group, and your name came up a couple times. So I've had that as well. And it's just like, it's amazing that when you build out a client culture that has just raving fans, they love you, it is amazing where some of your future clients and potential clients hear about you, where they come from. Oftentimes I've gotten people from a whole nother side of town and they're like, hey, I work past you. So since I'm going past you, I wanted to see if I could drop my kid off. So do not think that your clientele is only going to come from right in that little circle around you, right in that little neighborhood. You don't know where your clientele is going to come from. And when you have built a culture of fans, a culture of clients that are just raving fans about your childcare business, there's no telling where, your clients will start to come from. And you will actually, it'll feel like they're coming from all over the world, because you're going to be like, oh my goodness, like how in the world did you find me over there? Or how in the world did you find me? The world is a lot smaller now with social media. Like you can pretty much find just about anything and anybody, in some form or fashion on social media. So it allows us to really be able to get in touch with and build, fans just from like everywhere. And then when you build fans out, when you build a culture like this, where you have people who are just raving about your services and what you have to offer, and that amazing art program that I mentioned a little bit ago, that's not my art program because I told you I'm not any good at that. Okay. But whatever program you decide that is just your signature program inside of your childcare business, when people start sharing that and they share about the love, and then you have this unique piece to your childcare business, watch out, just watch out, and then it puts you in a position and it puts you in a place where you begin to have so many people that you have that huge wait list that you might have imagined, but now you're like, oh my gosh, I might have to cut this off because there's no way I could never, service all these people. But you never know, because when you get that second location or that next location or whatever, then you already have this amazing list to build from, and so that is one of the things. You are building a raving culture of fans. You're building out these fans that'll help keep you from ever having a dry spell inside your child care business. And who, so often, you might hear about, people say, oh, well, the summertime, it just dries up for me. It's really hard for me. So I didn't even realize that there are more daycares out there that do kind of shut down in the summer, and they kind of take a break in the summer. And whether that is because that's just what they like to do, or whether it's because that's a dry spell for them. But I have heard some people say, my summers are the worst for me. So everybody's on vacation and everybody's, they're gone and they want, they just take off. So, and I'm like, oh, wow, I've never had that problem. Summers are normally very, very heavy for me. And so, I never had that experience. But if you don't want to have that dry spell, and if you don't want to have that downtime per se, then you want to build up a culture of clients that is raving about your business, what you have to offer, how you do it, and their kids are raving about it. And then you won't have these dry spells. You could go all year long if you wanted to. Or if you decide, okay, I'm not going to do daycare in the summer, maybe I'll just do like a little summer camp or something like that. You still have people to pull from. So it's not going to be hard because you already have this culture that you built up of raving fans that already know about you. And if daycare is like that during the school year, and then I know the summer camp you offer is going to be amazing. So yes, sign my kid up and I don't know, save a spot for the cousin. So, that is the type of thing you want to have. You want to have your business running and well-oiled and, set up right and properly so that you are not struggling to find clients when someone leaves. You have a list that you go to, and honestly, if that person leaves, whether good on a good note or a note where you guys, the differences just couldn't meet, even if that's the case, you have somebody, that space can be filled like 5 minutes after that person, does their last day, or before they even do their last day or whatever. However it goes down, the space is filled. You're not worried. A lot of times you might worry in your childcare business because you're like, okay, I got these bills to pay and this family of, 3 just up and left, and now you're like, now what do I do? And it's going to take me forever to build this back up or to get, 3 more clients or this, and you're stressing. And when you are proactive and you build your culture of fans up front, okay, and you have that list that you can go to that is just like dripping with potential clients, then you don't have to worry about those 3 children that are no longer there. That family of 3 that left, you can replace almost instantly, so that you don't see a huge dip and you don't worry about whether or not you're going to be able to pay, your staff or your team, or whether, you might have to rob from Peter to pay Paul. You won't have to worry about those things because you already worked on building those fans out, building that culture out early on in the game so that you don't end up with those dry spells that cause a lot of the anxiety, a lot of the worry, a lot of the chaos. Because, when you're worried and you're stressed out, you don't think straight. You start thinking about all the wrong things. You don't make good decisions. You start making rash decisions, and it feels like things just tumble more and more and more. So you don't want to be in that spot. You don't want to be in that space. You want to be able to say, okay, they're going to be done, at the end of the month. Mom is moving, family's moving, we'll miss them and everything, but I'm still running a business and I still have to fill those spots because I still got to meet payroll. And you know what? You got the clients to do it, So, or if you're opening up that second spot and you have, made it to that point, you're like, okay, yes, I got my new space, an additional space, my second space, and you're excited and you're super excited. And then all of the excitement wears off and you're like, oh my gosh, I need clients. And no, you don't. You pull out that list that you've created and you just start calling and you start saying, hey, we have a new location that's opening up, and we're going to have some space. Are you interested? If you are, then, whatever event, and you get to working on that, So, and now that just drops a lot of that stress and you're just rolling with that system that you put in place already, and it is making you successful. Okay. All right. So those are the 5 steps, prepping the foundation, planning for your growth. Okay. Getting noticed. And I keep saying it and I'm going to keep saying it and keep saying it. Getting noticed is not just, flyers, business cards, and websites. Okay. There's so much more. You got to get that strategy in place. We help you do that inside of the Childcare Flip course, rolling up your sleeves so that you have systems that work for you, and then that way you can actually begin to enjoy being a childcare business owner. You can have flexibility, you can have some freedom, you can get to do some of the things that you never even thought maybe that you would be able to do, and you'll have the time for that. That is what this course is all about, helping you do. And then, like I said, then step number 5, this last step that I just shared with you, you definitely want to be your client. You want to grow them into a raving fan so that they begin to share how wonderful you are. And you just come and have a list of potential clients moving forward that are just ready to, come and use your services and begin to share all of the wonderful things that you do as well. There are so many things that have been a blessing about being a childcare business owner in my life. And I'm sure some of you have some of the same stories, some of the same experiences. Well, not the same, but some great experiences, we'll put it that way, that have, really your life has really been changed because you have started this. But maybe you're at a point where you're kind of stuck and you're like, okay, I want to go to this next level, but for some reason, I just can't seem to get past it. That is what this course is about. It is for that aspiring childcare business person, and it's for the person that is a veteran, but like I said, you're just stuck. There were times when I was just like, okay, I know that I'm ready to move to this next level, but I don't know, for some reason, I just couldn't get past things. And it's crazy because, people used to say it and I used to be like, yeah, okay, whatever, but they used to say, I've heard people say, with mindset, like you can't, continue to move to that next level with the same thing it took to get to the level you're at. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay. But they're right. They're right. And from experience, I've learned that. And so, that is one of the things that we'll talk about and I'll share with you inside of the course. So I've done all of this, talking to you about what you're going to need, these steps that you are going to need to put in place for you to be successful in your childcare business, for you to go from being in chaos inside of your childcare business to actually building out something that is super successful, that you're super proud of, but that is not going to weigh you down each and every day. You do not want your childcare business to be that thing that you are dreading to wake up in the morning and do. You don't want it to get there. So you need to learn how to put systems in place, processes in place, so that you don't end up like that, because if that's the case, we could have just stayed working for somebody else, right? But we didn't want to do that. We wanted to get out of the mundane. Some of us were kind of forced out of the 9 to 5, but some of us left like, okay, I've had enough of this 9 to 5. I'm going to go do my own thing. I've had enough of it. And so we said, okay, it's time for me to, work for me. It's time for me to, look out for me, take care of me, and my family. And we stepped out on faith, and we made that, we made that call. We said, okay, this might be crazy. It might sound crazy, but I'm going to go work for myself. I'm going to try this thing out, because if I can do what I do for someone else, and I'm putting my all into it for them, imagine what that could look like for me, if I did it for myself. And so that was one thing I thought about when I was let go from my job. I was like, you know what? I have put everything into working for other people all my life. And I was like, okay, I've had enough this time. I'm going to do it for me. And that's what I did. And I'm sorry. And that's what you can do too. If you haven't already done it, it's time to do it. And I know it's time for you to do it because you're in here tonight. You sat with me, at least up until now. And you've listened to these steps. You've learned what you need to do, what you need to take, those steps that you need to take. If you are in here right now, you are saying that you want something different. So that next part is all about taking action, stepping out on faith, taking action, and beginning to actually start doing something different, okay, so that you can get a different outcome, a different response, which can be success for you, for your family, for generations to come, okay? I'm so excited because there was a time when I used to look at other people and I'd be like, oh my goodness, I wonder what it takes to live in a house like that. Or I wonder what it takes to, be able to walk your kid to the bus stop in the morning. Things like that just seem so out of reach to me. They seem so out of reach, and it wasn't. It really was not. And I'm thankful that I did finally step out on faith and take that move and make that move. And I'll be honest, one small step moving forward is going to start to put that confidence in you to start moving to another step and another step and another step. Just that first step is the hardest step. I believe it's a quote from Amelia Earhart, I believe. And it talks about that. I know I'll mess it up if I try to do it, but it's basically saying the hardest step you take is that first step. So I do want to encourage you to, go ahead and take that first step into flipping your childcare business. And in the case of those of you who have not actually started yet, but you're looking for a way to get started, and you may not have all of the answers right now, but you know that you need to do something, I'm encouraging you to take that first step. Okay. The Childcare Business Flip course is that course to help you do that. It is that course that will help you take that first step to get started. It is the course to help you move to that next level if you are in a position where you are just simply stuck and you're like, I'm not sure which way to go, but we can help you either way. Okay. So here's what's in the course. Okay. If you are ready to hit success in 2022, and I said, we're halfway through this year. Okay. We are in June. It is halfway over. We have 6 months to really push through and really start making it happen, in the rest of this year. So here we go. All right. Here's what's in the course. Okay. There's 8 weeks of live group coaching sessions. Okay. So it's not too long, but it's not too short. But what it is very intense. So you are going to have to bring your A game, because I'm going to bring my A game. Okay. We're going to come in here every week for 8 weeks, not once, but twice. We are coming in twice a week. The first day of the week, we will actually, it's the coaching session. We're going to learn. I'm going to give you strategies. I'm going to give you skills and tools and resources and all of that. Okay. The second session in the week is a Q&A. Okay. And that entire session is Q&A. It is opened up for you to ask me the questions that maybe you didn't ask during the teaching session, the coaching session. It's open for you to, share the struggle or the obstacle or the fear that you might be struggling with, because fear is a big one. We talk about that in mindset piece. Okay. But you can ask me about that. We can share those things, but 2 sessions every week for 8 weeks. Okay. It's intense. And so you're going to come in there. We're going to do this together. We're going to encourage each other. We're going to lift each other up. We're going to help each other out. We're going to get moving because we got some successes for 2022 that we have got to reach. Okay. Another major piece to this coaching course is the personalized marketing templates. Okay. Marketing is one of those things that so many people struggle with. So many people are like, I'm not creative. That's not my thing. That's what they say all the time. And I'm like, you know what? You can do this, but I get it. Sometimes the tech gets in the way and you're like, but I don't know computers. I'm not really savvy. That's okay, because my team and I are going to help you with that piece. Okay. So when you get done with this course, your marketing is not going to be an issue. Okay. It's not going to be an issue. There's a private group for accountability, because accountability is huge. Okay. I can go and say, I want to lose 10 pounds. I can say it. I have a treadmill at my house in my basement. I have those little bands that, you pull them up and, got the foot on the bottom and you pull them up. I got all that. We got weights in the basement, all of that. I couldn't tell you the last time I used any of it. Okay. Because there's no accountability for it. Okay. But when I am serious, and when I was serious at one point about, getting healthy and losing a little bit of weight, I said, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm not just going to go to the gym. I'm going to get a trainer for a little bit. And I did. And when I say she would kick my butt, she would. And I could tell, and she knew when I didn't do what I was supposed to do that week, because I'd be like, oh, I'd call and I'd be like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. And she'd be like, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, did you? And it was the truth. Accountability is huge. And so that is what this group is for. That is part of the Childcare Flip course. You have women in there that are going through the same journey as you, and they want to learn and they want to grow and they want to hit success. And they are like, okay, I'm gonna hold you accountable and you hold me accountable. And this is not a judging thing. This is a thing where I'm going to lift you up because I know you can do it, and you're going to lift someone else up because they can do it. And that can sometimes be the make or break thing. It is hard to do something that you want to do when you don't have somebody in your ear that's constantly telling you, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Especially because, and people think, okay, well, I got friends and, I got family and they support me and they're supportive, and that is great, but they are not in the industry with you. They are not trying to build a childcare business. They are not trying to reach a certain level in a childcare business. So it is a different thing. Not saying they can't be encouraging. Absolutely. Our family encourages us and, keeps us moving, and they're what we do. They're why we do what we do. However, someone who understands what you're going through, someone who knows what you're going through or what you're about to hit, and that can really give you those words and that encouragement and understanding that you can get past this, because let me show you what I did, or let me show you how this went for me, or let me help you because this idea worked for me in this area. Maybe it'll help you, because they've been through it and they know what it's like. They know what you're talking about. They're not just sitting there saying, oh, I understand. They really don't. and it's not their fault. It's just not what they're in. So they don't. But people inside this group get it. We get it. Okay. And that is going to be a huge help for you. Direct Voxer access to myself and to my creative team. So it is not just us meeting twice a week, but throughout the week, you are inside of the group being held accountable for things. You're inside the group answering things. You are also getting access to me and the team on Voxer. So if you have that question, or if we say, we need, a certain piece from you, and you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about, you can get on that Voxer and you can text a little message directly to me or to my team, or you can leave me a little voice note and we will get back to you. It is that quick and that simple. So that is a huge piece as well. I'm not the coach that is there but not there. Okay. I'm not coach. I'm there. I'm there. So that is another plus. Obviously, most courses do have a workbook. And yes, I am offering a workbook. And I call this a workbook that is growing and a workbook that continues to be in progress. Because I'm always adding things to it. I'm always looking at things like, what, I think this could really help my girls. I think it could help them. So I'm gonna add this in too. If you know any or have seen the girls in the previous course inside of the group here, if you ask them, I'm always like on the fly, they're like, hey, that would be nice if you, and I'm like, oh, you know what, let me add this, or let me give you this. I want to see you succeed in 2022. I cannot express how much that I want to see you grow, because you can. There's no excuse for us to be sitting around not growing. Like, we can grow, we can do this. And so I want to see you do that. And I want to be there to hold you accountable, to help you, to give you the tools and the resources to grow inside your childcare business. That workbook is going to help you out too. A step-by-step roadmap for what you're going to need to get started, to go to that next level. We're going to put that together. Okay. We're putting it together. Yes. You are going to have a roadmap by the time you end this course that is going to show you what steps, when you're done, you're going to need to take. And this is not someone else's steps. This is your steps. These are your steps that you're going to need to take. So it is very personalized. And there's support after the course ends. So even after the course ends, I hate to go to a conference, and after the conference is over, I got all these great ideas. I took all these notes. It's amazing. It was awesome. I'm going back. I'm going to do this. And then I have a question that I didn't think about at the conference, because guess what? I was so into the conference with that great feeling. Or, it was just huge. And who am I to ask that question from the back, of the room or something. So support is there after the course ends. You can still reach out. You can still ask questions. The Facebook group, the private group, that is part of this course, by the way, you have access to that indefinitely. There is no, once you take this course, you are in there. You are stuck with me and the girls that are in there now, and the people who come after you. We're all stuck together for life. It's over. We're together. Okay. So there is support even after you're done with the course. Okay. And there's so much more too. So for all of this, you can get started in this course. The course starts on Monday, the 6th. And we will be starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We will meet on Mondays, and we'll also meet on Wednesdays. And you can get started for $332, 6 easy payments of $332. Okay. It's not something that is a massive amount of money. I wanted to make it in a price range that is affordable, to you. Now, you are getting a lot, trust me, because when I tell you the marketing templates that you're going to get are absolutely amazing, they are absolutely amazing. If you have seen anything that, whether it is on my YouTube, whether it's on my IG, here inside the group, over on my page, my creative team is awesome. I give them all their props because they are really amazing. I can do my thing, but they can do it so much quicker. And I'll be like, okay, here's what I want to say. And they're just like, bam, bam, bam. And I'm like, ooh, you know, the graphic piece, you know, they're like, oh, I'm like, yes. So I'm just saying that because we are going to put this stuff together, and you are going to be able to begin marketing your childcare business, not just correctly, but in a beautiful way too. So that is also, you know, that's it. Like, this is everything. So here's what some people who have gone through the course are saying. Okay. Andrea said lack, limitation, discomfort. She said, I faced so many challenges that caused me to join the Childcare Flip course. And she said, I was ready for a major paradigm shift. From defeat to victories, where she felt like she went. She said, this course guarantees transformative results if you're willing to show up for yourself. And I said that. I said, you've got to take action for the rest of this year. If you don't take action, you're definitely going to be sitting in the same exact spot as you are right now. You have to take action. You have to do something different. You cannot do the same thing and expect something different. You have to start making some changes, step by step. One small step at a time moves to another. Jonna said, I was lost, not sure where to begin or what really needed to be done. I was feeling overwhelmed and paralyzed. True sisterhood, she said. I love her. Nikki walks with you till the end to have a finished product at the end of class, not just notes. And that felt so good when she said that, because I'm just like, I want people to really get more than just notes out of my course. It's great to, you know, take notes and everything and get some good notes. I've gotten good notes, but you need a little bit more than just good notes when you want to move forward and when you're trying to make some major changes in life. And so that's great. Thank you, Jonna, for that one. Miriam said, I had not been working for 3 years and needed some hand holding to start again. And I love Miriam. Let me tell you a little bit about Miriam. She's just such a quiet spirit. She is so wonderful though. She's so wonderful. She's just like, it's such a quiet spirit in the very beginning. And then by the end of the course, I was like, what? Is that her? She really found her place. She found her spot. She said, I wanted something different, but could not articulate it until I came across Childcare Named Us. This course over-delivered. And every resource you'll be given in this course will flip your business around, from the coach, the teaching materials, marketing, and the community. If you want speed and results, take this course. That's just some of the things that some of the women who have gone through the course already have shared about the course. So again, I'm going to open up for some questions because I know I only have a little bit of time left. So I'm going to open up for questions. You will see the link actually at the top up there, what's in the course. And I do believe my social media person is going to put that in the comment section. If not right now, it'll definitely be in there at the end of this, and you can definitely click inside of the comment section to go ahead and find out more information and get signed up. So again, once again, 8 weeks of live group coaching sessions. That is 2 sessions a week. You have the training session, and then you also have a live Q&A. The entire course right now is live. It will not be moving forward. The whole course will not be live the next time we bring it out. So this is the time to get in on this course. The personalized marketing templates, that's your logo, that's your information going into these marketing templates with your correct marketing message so that you are getting the correct clients inside of your childcare business. Not wasting time, not wasting money anymore. You are really hitting it on the nail and really getting the right people to come into your childcare business. And it's a totally different thing when you can do that. A private accountability group for you to continuously be accountable and also to be encouraged. It's amazing. You know, having accountability is a major thing nowadays. It always has been. You know, that's where we get that whole, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and those types of things come out of communities and cultures where they understand that accountability is a need. Okay, and we need to be accountable, and we need to hold each other accountable, and it is the one way that can really truly help push us into success and push us past some of those obstacles that sometimes just are really overwhelming on your own. Direct Voxer access to myself, my creative team, a downloadable workbook, that is growing and growing, okay, your own step-by-step roadmap and support after the course ends. And like I said, there's so much more. There are bonuses as well. If you do get signed up prior to midnight tomorrow night, you will also be able to add in a free strategy call with myself, not 30 minutes, but an entire hour of my time, all to yourself, for us to figure out what you need to move to that next step and get it. We're going to dig in, we're going to dive in, we're going to get it together. So that is also a bonus. That bonus ends though if you are not signed up by the end of tomorrow night. So you want to jump on it whenever that link goes out. You want to make sure that you click on that link and get in there. And another reason you want to click on that link as fast as possible is because I am not going to take a lot of people. The first time I did a very limited size course, and this time it will also be a very limited size course. And like I said, this will be the last time I do the entire course live. So you definitely want to get in there this time. You want to get in there and not miss out on this opportunity. So all of these things are available to you. You can get started with your first payment out of 6 for $332. If you want to pay in full, that's acceptable too. But you do have a way to break it down, because we do understand that sometimes you just can't do the full price at one time, and that's okay, not a problem, which is why I'm offering that bonus to anyone who gets signed up by tomorrow night, whether or not you pay in full or do the monthly payments. Okay, so make sure that you go ahead and jump on that. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing you inside of the Childcare Flip course. I'm super excited about it, ready to go dive in and help some people start reaching their dreams before this year is out. So come on, girls, let's do it. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to open it up for some Q&A. If you have any questions about tonight, if you have any questions about, anything that I may have covered this evening, if you have any questions about the course, anything that you might want to learn or know. I will also say that there is a certificate of completion at the end of the course for you. For those of you that complete the course, there's a certificate at the end, which is another plus and another way to just look and know, like, you've accomplished this, you have finished this, you have gained more skills and more knowledge and more information and some actual things, all the things, to really get your business moving and to really move to that next level. So I hope to see you inside of the Childcare Flip course. I'm super excited. And if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Okay. All right. And I do want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. Like I said, I apologize for the tech stuff going on Tuesday, but I am glad that I had this opportunity to come in here and share with you guys. And for those of you that came in and joined me tonight, I'm going to take a look because I do this and I'm like, I missed it. So I'm going to just shut up for a minute and I'm going to take a look and see if there are any questions or anything. I do see that they did put the link for the course down below in the comment section. So if you haven't already, you can click on that, check it out. Thank you, Jonna. Oh, Jonna, you're in here. Hey. She said, I love the Childcare Flip course. Thank you. Thank you. Shanita, thanks for joining. You made it. I know you had piano classes. I'm so glad. Thanks for coming. You said awesome. I'm so glad you were able to make it. All right, Shavonda, thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up. Hello, Shavonda. So yes, okay. Oh, Gitana McIntosh. Okay, and I hope I said your name right, Gitana. Thank you. Thanks for coming in tonight. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Hi, Doe Lewis. How are you? Felicia, welcome. I'm so glad you all came in tonight. So glad. So I'll give you all a few minutes to get any questions that you might have. And then after that, Shanita said, I'm ready to sign up for the creative team alone. right now, Shanita. Oh man. So yes, definitely go ahead, pop those questions in if you have them. If not, we're going to let you guys, click on that link and check out, all the other additional information and everything. And also, don't just think like if you don't get your question answered tonight, reach out to me. You guys know I always one that's like, you can message me. You can message me. I mean, my husband get a little upset sometimes when friends be going on. I'm like, hold on, honey. But I will definitely go ahead and answer your question, get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. So definitely, if you have a question that does not come up right now, or like I said, whenever I go to a conference and then after the conference or after the big meeting and everything, I'm like, dang, I should have asked it. Definitely reach out. You can message me. You can drop the comment in here and, I'll get an answer to you. You can message me here, inside Facebook as well. And I will definitely message you back. You can reach out on IG. However you need to reach out, you can pretty much reach out to me anyway. And a lot of you are already on the mailing list, and so you also have an email, so you can also email me as well. Okay, so I had a wonderful time. I'm really glad that I did come in here and just redo this because I was a little frustrated about Tuesday, but I'm glad that I did come in here and do this and do this redo. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. Enjoyed being in here with you all, and like I said, I'm ready to see you guys grow in 2022. So if you know someone that could definitely benefit from this course, share this info with them. I will also, honor that bonus. If they are signed up by tomorrow night, I will honor that bonus as well. So with them, so just tell them to, let me know that, you referred them. So let's go, y'all. 2022 is halfway over. Let's get it. Let's move. Let's get busy. Let's get successful. And let's crank it out in this last half of the year. Let's crank it out. Okay. All right. Let me see. I don't see any other questions. I do not. If you're on, I'm not sure if you're on. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're on, Is. So if you see a question, let me know, because I can't see it, but I know sometimes, I don't know, tech is tech. Sometimes I miss it. And I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, oh man. So I'm trying to make sure I got anything and everything covered before I let you guys go. All right. So it looks like I did. Hopefully I did. And just want to take a moment real quick to make one final little look and make sure. Okay. Final. Okay. All right. I don't see any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and end it out tonight. And again, thank you all for coming in. Thank you for joining me. I hope that this information was helpful to you all. I hope that, if you know someone else that can also benefit from this information, that can benefit from this course, that you will pass this information along, that you will share it with them. And I hope that I will definitely see you around inside of the membership in here inside of the group, but I do hope to see you in the course as well. So take and have a wonderful, wonderful night. I will see you all next time, and goodbye. Thank you.